I'm in a dark, quiet room by myself, grunting, sweating, exhausted. One of the rooms in my house has a gym. Literally, it's just a gym. It has dumbbells, pull-up bar, bench. It has all the stuff that you need. And I got into weightlifting when I was 17. What did you think I was doing, alone by myself in a dark room? Having a wank. My name is Wilder, and I help other young men like me take back control of their lives. So, if we go back in time a little bit, slightly younger, and I'm 17. Weightlifting is a new thing for me, and after a few weeks the weights suddenly get a little bit easier, so I start looking around for the next heavier weight. I add it to the set, and that's when it clicks for me. This is what I've been doing on Destiny 2, on video games, for years. The desire for progress has always been implemented in my mind. It's always been there, but video games has manipulated that and stolen it. So I grew up for years, leveling up in the virtual world rather than the real world. I'm in the middle of my workout, and suddenly this thought just haunts my mind. Where would I be if I started this mindset earlier? Where would I be right now if I started leveling up in the real world rather than the virtual world all those years ago? Maybe you've had this thought as well. On a little side tangent, on a side note, the way I make my videos is, yes, I talk to you guys, but more importantly, I'm talking to my younger self. This video is for that younger me who needed this fucking guidance, but unfortunately did not get it. I want you to do an experiment right now. Same thing that I do. Think of the younger you, that younger version of you that needs this. And we're going to do something called the marshmallow experiment. So, think of that younger you, and give him a marshmallow. Put a marshmallow in front of him. You can have this marshmallow now, but if you wait 15 minutes, you get 2 marshmallows. And firstly, compliment him. Compliment him as he makes this journey. Oh shit, okay, right, you're 2 minutes in. You know what, some people would have failed right now. Yeah, it's only 2 minutes in, but you know what, you're doing a good job. Look at that, you're 10 minutes in. My god, only 5 minutes to go. You're doing so well, way better than most other people. 15 minutes in, nice. Here's the second marshmallow. You get 2 now. See? If you compliment them, they're way more likely to delay gratification and actually resist eating the marshmallow. And then do another thing. Criticize them. See what they would do if you criticize them. Oh, why are you doing this? This is such a waste of time. Just go do something else. Go do something more important. Good lord. This fucking shit. Just eat the marshmallow and get over with it. Go to find something else that's worthwhile your time. You see, they actually did do this as an experiment. It was called the marshmallow experiment. And they had 2 different groups of kids, one where they complimented and one where they criticized. And they found that the ones that they complimented were way more likely to resist eating the marshmallow and waited the 15 minutes and got 2 marshmallows. They were way more likely to delay gratification. So let's think about the shy kid in high school, the video gamer, who doesn't do the best at school. His teachers sometimes yell at him. He doesn't feel good at school with all this constant negative feedback. Maybe you can relate to this. So when he goes home, what does he do? He goes on video games, of course. What else would he do? But can you blame him for turning to the virtual world when the real world is so shit? The education system can sometimes be so inhumane, and some students just do not do well in that. I did not. Yes, education is important. Granted, there are other ways to get education than just school, I mean, there's apprenticeships. You don't have to go to uni in life. There are loads of different ways to go about through life and still educate yourself. Plus, you can self-teach yourself. But the fundamental education is important, but so is your mental. So is your mental health. And when I was in A-levels, my last year, and the college I was going to, well, sixth form technically, where I was going to, they push so hard to get good grades on their students because it would look better for their school. However, they did not give two shits about the mental. And due to that, I saw a lot of my friends, peers, other students suffer an immense amount of stress. Not only that, sometimes it even went down to depression because they had no one to turn to talk to about all this overload on A-levels. Because maybe your family doesn't really family. And talking to them can be difficult, and even more so if you've got worse grades. So where is that high school kid going to go? Where is he going to turn to other than the virtual world? Family's pissed off at me for having worse grades, teachers yelling at me, girls don't like me, friends don't like me. I mean, maybe right now you don't have good friends right now, but in the virtual world, I'm respected. All these years grinding on Destiny 2, I'm actually quite good at the game now, so when I encounter other people, they respect me. I'm involved in this gamers community where people commend me for my progress rather than criticize. I'm not yelled at. Very, very different to what maybe your younger self has previously experienced. So I don't blame video gamers for turning to the virtual world. I mean, how can you blame them for being so addicted to this thing when this thing is the only thing that actually makes them feel like they belong somewhere? Maybe that's quite deep, maybe that's quite over the top, over exaggerated, but I guarantee you some people out there will relate to this. So, when we get this negative feedback, it ultimately fucks up our ability to delay gratification. That much is evident. When we are complimented, it makes it way more likely for us to delay gratification, therefore way more likely to be less addicted to video games. When you get positive feedback, you're way more likely to delay gratification. However, we don't need to wait for the teacher to compliment us. We can do that ourselves. Honestly, when you're doing a workout, you're getting through it, I want you to manually tell yourself, yes, manually, almost forcefully, because frankly, we do not think positive things enough throughout our lives, so it's going to be quite difficult. A lot of us are so used to this negative feedback that it becomes our only mindset. So thinking positive stuff, it's going to be almost forceful because you don't do it enough. Manually tell yourself, you know what, I just completed this workout. Fuck yeah, I feel amazing, I am awesome, I am proud of myself for finishing this workout. You know what, I've studied 30 minutes today, half an hour. That's not as much as other people, but for me, someone who never did revision, you know what, that's a lot. I'm happy, I'm proud of myself. This will help you find video games less addictive, the ability to delay gratification furthermore, and not only that, also focus on other things. If you want to find video games less addictive, find other things, workouts, study. And it is so important for your younger self, for teenagers, to get this positive feedback. How fucked up is that? I'm sad for maybe your younger self, my younger self, that did not hear this. I'm sad for you if you do not hear this from the important people from your life. But sadness isn't going to help us here. Proactivity will. If you aren't hearing this, you have a duty to tell yourself, to give your mind this positive feedback, when especially when you are trying to improve yourself. Because it will help you continue to improve yourself and not to give up. Hopefully this has helped you out. Stay consistent and do the best you can. Love you, bro. Mwah.